Hey, this is John Reese from Income.com, and today I feel very privileged to be interviewing somebody who I believe has a tremendous amount of knowledge about making money online that a lot of people that will be listening to this can get a lot of great value from, and a lot of great action items that you'll be able to take and just go and make some changes to your site pages and to some of the things you may be doing online to start making more money, because that's kind of what this is all about. So I want to say hello to my guest here today, which is Jeremy Shoemaker, also known as the notorious Shoemoney from Shoemoney.com. Welcome, Jeremy.
Hey, John. Thanks for having me. It's nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, nice to finally meet you. It's funny that you and I both have a lot in common, doing a lot of affiliate marketing stuff and just kind of hacking our way about online, trying to make money in different ways, and both of us have for a while, and just have never crossed paths until recently. Jeremy and I recently met in person for the first time, I guess like just about a couple of weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago at AdTech out in San Francisco. So it was finally, I guess, meet someone in person who I've seen photos of online and seen a lot of stuff written about online. So that was great to finally have happen. So in this little conversation, this little candid, just kind of winging it conversation I wanted to have with Jeremy, Jeremy has a lot of great experience about just monetizing website traffic, even from an affiliate standpoint, or even just from anyone that has a site, even selling their own stuff and getting traffic to their own blog, or to any of their site pages, or if they're running campaigns to drive traffic, doing arbitrage, anything like that, just how to make more money from your traffic. So I just thought Jeremy is probably one of the best people out there to talk to about this stuff, because like myself, he likes to test all kinds of stuff, and I know he's done all kinds of things to try to squeeze pennies out of all different types of website traffic. So why don't we, I guess let's answer this big question. Is AdSense really the only way to get money from website visitors? That seems to be the thing that people think these days, is that AdSense is it. It will make the most money, so there's no reason to have anything else than AdSense on your pages.
Right. I think, definitely not is the answer, but a lot of people start there, and it's kind of like, how I started was with AdSense, and then I basically followed the money to, why are people, spending, how does AdSense work? Obviously people are bidding on stuff, but I didn't really get it. I just knew I could copy and paste code at the time. So it was so easy to make money from AdSense. But the one thing a lot of people don't realize is, with AdSense, in order to get paid, people have to leave your site. So if for a new site or somebody that's trying to get started, AdSense always recommends you take that big fat square and stick it right in the middle of your site. And that's great for clicks, but the problem is, if you have great content and people are coming for that content, you're never going to get a subscriber base or anything else which really can lead to more revenue. It's just that one click and gone effect. So you never really can build a base, which I guess we could maybe talk about some other kind of income streams maybe.
Yeah, sure. So, but going in that direction, like what you're talking about one and done, they're off the page. I know that you have a really popular blog at Shoemoney.com. I think you've cracked the Technorati Top 100 now, which is some pretty impressive bragging rights out of I think there's like 70 million blogs or something. A lot of them are probably just junk blogs that people set up for SEO purposes, but there's supposedly 70 million blogs out there, and according to Technorati, you're like top 100 or something now, aren't you, for your blog for popularity?
Yeah, it's somewhere in the 60s, right around there. It's pretty unique, kind of, in that most of the top 100 are either political blogs or celebrity gossip blogs. So there's not very many technical blogs. So that's pretty cool.
Now, are you spending like $1 million a month in advertising to generate that kind of following to your blog?
No, it's very strange. I've never actually, other than doing case studies, I've never actually spent any money on links or reviews or anything. I just, I've done a few case studies on where I took $40,000 and divided it up and spent $10,000 on each of the major pay-per-click engines. And it was as I was learning pay-per-click. I basically wrote everything I did, just step by step. And we only spent about $27,000, but we made over 128,000. So that was and I did a week by week analysis, kind of what happened week 1. We actually lost money, in week 2, and I've done a lot of case studies like that, which actually got a lot of people's attention. My blog was originally designed just as a place where I just stuck my own notes and opinions, which sometimes I can be a little blunt, but for the most part, it's just a place where I just put my own notes. And
Yeah, and I think that's what draws people to it is like people, they don't want to to follow or read about someone that has no opinion or isn't willing to take a stand for something. It's people like people that at least they may not agree with it, but at least they like someone who's at least stands for something and at least gives their their strong voice on however they feel about this issue or that issue. And I've been reading your blog for a while, and I think that's what draws me to it. It's just like I'm just interested to hear what you have to say about certain things, and it's not necessarily that I will agree with every single thing you say. Although actually I do agree with a lot of what you do say, because I think we have a lot in common with kind of how we're both trying to do business online. But I think that's what it is. It's a very personal thing, your blog, and kind of how you communicate with your audience. And I think that goes along with what you're saying about you can't look at making money as just running an ad where someone will just click, get the hell out of there, and then they're gone forever. It's more about how you can keep them coming back and kind of build that audience. So maybe they'll click on links at each time they come back, or
Right.
at least one out of every 10 times.
Yeah, I mean, and in building the blog, I was never an SEO guy, or one of those, and even to start with, I mean, although I did affiliate marketing, I was never really a super affiliate when I started the blog and stuff. I basically was just writing about it as I was learning, and so I never cared about getting search engine traffic to the blog. So it's funny because people always say, I have a top commenters thing where like, the top 10 commenters in the last 30 days, they get basically a free link to their site. And people are always like, aren't you worried about the SEO value of that? And I'm like, you know what? I write my blog for people, not for search engines, so I really don't care. And honestly, the visitors to my site, the actual like bookmark traffic and subscription traffic way outweighs search engine traffic. I mean, like I don't like being dependent on search engines or anything like that. I feel that if you can do a subscription and some stuff like that, it's much more value.
Yeah, and I mean, I think looking at SEO, having done quite a bit of SEO, tweaking myself over the years and trying to keep up with it, and obviously trying to do things that would be advantageous to generate more organic traffic. I mean, the bottom line is, it's the more that you can mimic the nature of the internet and how good content is displayed and how it's published, you're going to win the search engine game kind of by default, because that's naturally how the internet works anyways, how things are linked, how things are naturally viral, why people come back, what content they enjoy, what content gets read more. And believe it or not, I mean, that's obviously what Google is trying to formulate their whole system towards, is what people want. So if you're naturally creating things for humans and not the search engines, and you're making it in such a way that that's really what people want, ultimately you will benefit when it comes to Google and the other search engines. And it's no surprise that that's why some of the things you've done and what you've done specifically with your blog is winning and working for you, because that's where it's all going. It's all about the quality of content. It's all about just creating stuff that people want to actually read, not just for computers. And I think if you keep that in mind, you'll always be ahead of the game.
Yeah, totally. I mean, when I first started about 4 years ago in my first kind of really successful site, it just happened. It wasn't something, I mean, I planned for it, but the bottom line is I just made a mobile site that made it easy for people to submit images, and basically it would spit you back the correct format for your mobile phone. And so we started archiving them, and it was just I love building services like that. And then before I knew it, it had 20, 30,000 uniques a day, and I didn't know how to make any money at all. And the first place I turned to was AdSense, and threw it on there, was making money right away. It was awesome, easy. Started making things. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And then just kind of going from there. Then I started